Let all cats old enough to catch their own prey gather here beneath the tall rock for a clan meeting.
Pawedcats, I'm Simon.
Excuse me?
I said Pawedcats.
And I'm Evelyn.
Miouooo, I'm Australia.
And today we're going to be discussing Tallstar's Revenge. Chapters 23, 24, and 25.
If you don't want to be spoiled, turn away now, because our spoiler policy is that spoilers are fun. So for fandom news, the only thing that I have is I went onto the Warriors app, I think probably to play Medicine Mission one time, and there was something on the app, it was one of the polls, and so it's like, which cat do you think this is? And the options are Dappletail, Tall Poppy, Morning Flower, and Speckletail.
And there's no picture.
Yeah, what cat?
Yeah. There's no cat. So I chose Dappletail, and that was like actually the least chosen option. It was wrong.
Oh, you were so wrong about what red square the cat was.
Yeah, that's true. They are different shades of red. But yeah, the app is just, it's really a nightmare to use. That's the only thing I had. We have a quote of the week here.
He's way old, Breezepaw muttered into her ear. Older than any of our elders. Why isn't he dead yet? From Breezepaw, Outcast, Chapter 16.
Yeah.
Why isn't he dead yet?
I know.
So mean.
That's so funny.
So what, was he talking about Stone Teller or something?
I think so. I mean, that's from Outcast, so we definitely reviewed that. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Well, are we ready to just get on into Chapter 23?
Yes.
Okay, I'll read the summary. Palebird is going to have kits with Woollytail. Tallpaw and Shrewclaw become warriors and argue, and Taltail catches a rabbit. Then we'll open up the Cliff Notes and see what they have to say.
They have a lot more to say.
They sure do.
Oh, maybe I forgot a part of it or something.
Probably not.
Dawnstripe is initially enraged at Tallpaw, and the black and white apprentice feels ashamed of himself for nearly shredding Shrewclaw. He thinks he deserves to fail the assessment.
Oh, I forgot about that. While Shrewpaw goes to have Hawkheart treat his injuries, Palebird and Woollytail announce to Tallpaw they are having kits. Tallpaw is furious at his mother and Woollytail for this.
Tallpaw and Shrewpaw's warrior ceremony. Shrewpaw's warrior name is Shrewclaw. Tallpaw's warrior name is Taltail for his long tail. Which has a link.
The new warriors sit vigil, but argue while doing so. Heatherstar scolds them.
It is the next morning. The new warriors and a few others go hunting. Dowspring and Taltail argue about Palebird starting a new family with Woollytail, and Taltail being an older brother.
Taltail chases a rabbit and briefly goes into a tunnel. Aspenfall says it isn't allowed anymore. Shrewclaw, being immature as ever, calls Taltail Wormcat.
The Taltail laments about hardly recognizing WindClan anymore.
So
talk
back
about
in
being
my
way
day.
old.
Yeah.
What do we think about the image for Chapter 23?
So what I think about it is I found it and I read it.
Oh, how was it?
It's still only that one chapter of 330 words. It is hilarious, and I highly recommend it because it is very short.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, clearly it's just for the joke of it.
Oh, 100%, but they commit.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you know about that? That how Dua Lipa is a Balkan nationalist?
Can we read this instead of Warriors?
Did you not read Warriors, Evelyn?
Of course I read it.
Maybe we should at least start the Warriors, and then maybe we can read this too.
Is this it?
That's pretty. It's pretty short.
Come on, read it. It looks so much better.
Okay, so before we read chapter 23, we're actually going to read
chapter 1 of
She's Home by Anaconda Gaga Yonsei Yas.
Sadly, it has not been updated in 3 years.
So the summary is, Dua made a promise to her father to make Greater Albania a reality. It was time for the people of Serbia, Kosovo, Macedonia, and Greece to learn the new rules.
Chapter 1, Preparing for Serbia.
No, what it starts out, is this like some of her song lyrics? Is that what it's supposed to be?
There are certainly chunks that are song lyrics. Like there's a thing about her doing a full 180.
Yeah.
And then she turns around.
I don't know her discography enough to recognize all of these, probably.
No, but there's also some stuff that like definitely stands out, but I was like, that's a lyric from something. That's a reference.
So in italics, it starts out, Greece, Kosovo, Macedonia, and Serbia. These are our promised lands, but they don't understand. Dua, promise me, you'll make these understand. Those were Dua Lipa's father's last words to her. Do you have anything to say about this, Evelyn?
No.
You don't? So Dua Lipa sacrificed her father for sales after Future Nostalgia didn't debut at number 1. And I'm surprised that only recently learned about the history of her people and like how Greater Albania had been stolen from them. I didn't realize that she only just learned about it.
Yeah, it's fresh information.
So like, did she ever live in Albania? I don't really know her history.
I don't either. I'm still a peep. But I think this next chunk is my favorite. It was 28 August 2020, and Dua was upset and sitting by the window watching the rain. First, her new album, Club Future Nostalgia, was being dragged on Stan Twitter. And second, her monthly COVID denial party was cancelled because Twitter was catching on to Dua's COVID denying ways, and pictures of last month's party leaked.
I remember when that was happening.
Fantastic.
Yeah. There's also some Katy Perry shade here.
Yep. Miss Kathy Pearson.
She has a secret room only accessible by pulling a CD she knew no one would touch. Smile. And then, yeah, she couldn't remember her name. Which, I mean, it's totally accurate. I tried to listen to that. It was really bad.
I still haven't, but I don't know that I will.
There's no reason to.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the end just gets really into actually planning out this mission.
Yeah, she's going to invade Serbia.
Yeah.
And she apparently has a lot of resources to mobilize.
Of course. And then, okay, Serbia, let's get physical.
It's so bad. Alright. Well, do we have anything else to say? There's really not much to say. Like, it's pretty short.
Yeah. Iconic.
Yeah.
Another thing is, like, Anaconda Gaga Yonsei Yas, like, looking at the rest of their AO3 page, like, writes, like, actual fanfiction. And then just one day decided to write this.
That was the last one.
Yep. But I love that it's like, it wasn't an account made for this meme. It was like, no, I have an account. I write fanfic. I'm gonna write a joke one, though. Just throw it out there.
I mean, She's Home was pretty well written, I do have to say.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Well,
Right.
If you're out there and hearing this, I want a chapter 2.
Yeah, the people need this. Speaking of chapter 2-3.
Okay, fine.
As I remember last time, Tallpaw almost murdered Shrewclaw.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Yeah. But, like, Dogstripe doesn't, like, she's upset, but then also kind of gets over it. And she says, it's been a stressful day. You just got carried away.
Yeah, first her pelt spikes with rage, and then she's very quickly is like, okay, everybody's stressed out, let's go take a nap.
Are a little different from humans.
The whole behavioral standards that the clan sets, like, there's no consistency. Like, how are you even supposed to know how to behave in this clan? Like, I'm all for Tallpaw mutilating Shrewpaw, but, like, he shouldn't just be able to get away with this, actually. Like, it was really bad.
Yeah, he should not be immediately made a warrior after this.
No, like, how did they pass that assessment? They both should not have passed.
No. They very much failed their assessment.
Well, I just read River, and there's a cat who failed his assessment twice. Just because, like, he doesn't catch as much prey as he should. And, like, he does, a couple of bad judgment calls. But, like, there's no, like, beating up your clanmate. There's really, and that was in ThunderClan, to be fair. But, yeah, no standards.
Not at all.
They also don't really seem to acknowledge that Shrewpaw did start it, and that Shrewpaw was using his claws.
Shrewpaw says he just got lucky with a few swipes, and I think maybe it wasn't as bad as it seemed. Like, maybe Shrewpaw's not actually that hurt.
Yeah, I don't think he is, like, actually that bad. But
yeah, I mean, I think they broke it up pretty quick, too.
Yeah. But I guess from Tallpaw's perspective, like, he really lost control and he was enraged, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's also very melodramatic about everything, so...
Yeah. So guess what they have, right? I don't know if it's in the camp or right outside the camp. They have a spring.
Yeah, what? How has that never come up before?
Yeah, that's really useful. It also makes the tunnel to the river a lot less useful.
We needed it so badly before for all the water.
Well, next we have Tallpaw then overhears that Woollytail and Palebird are expecting. Who they really got it on fast after... God, what's his name?
Sandgorse.
Yeah, after Sandgorse died.
So Palebird is having her kids in 2 moons. Does anyone know the gestational... how long that is for a cat?
I don't.
I feel like it's not much longer. I don't think it's more than 3 moons.
63 to 65 days.
Yeah, I mean... How can she even tell at this point?
How long ago did Sandgorse die?
I think it's been like a moon, right?
It happened like immediately then.
Oh, it was pretty fast.
I mean, it was really fast, but it could have been like a month. Because if she's expecting kids in 2 moons, that means she just got pregnant. Like, maybe a week ago.
Yeah, but it was fast.
That's, yeah.
I have really questions about this relationship.
Yeah.
It also just, like, I don't really... What was the purpose of the writing of this happening so fast? Like, I know we want Tallpaw to be upset by this, but, like, you're telling me if it was, like, just, like, 3 moons later, he wouldn't still be really upset, and it would be just, like, a little less weird. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have to be this fast.
No, it didn't. And it is, like, so fast that even for the cats, like, you'd think that would be, like, really weird. And, like, people would be looking at it sideways. But, I mean, Tallpaw is very conflicted about it, but nobody else that we see thinks it's weird.
They're like, yeah, why aren't you happy for your mother? But, like, it is weird because it's so fast.
Yeah.
I also feel like we don't tend to get as much, like, emphasis on siblings that are from different litters very much.
Yeah, we don't.
Like, I can't really tell you who. I'm sure there are other siblings that aren't from the same litter, but, like, I don't think of them as siblings then.
Yeah. And they don't as much either.
No. It's just their litter mates that are, like, their close siblings. So this already feels, like, kind of strange, because, like, it feels much more, like, human. It's like, oh, you're gonna have a little brother. Like, it's just very strange energy for the cats.
Yeah, I mean, usually with the cats, like, by the time another litter comes around, the first litter is already grown up. But for humans, it's definitely not like that. Alright, well, they're both about to become warriors now. The ceremony's about to start. Somehow.
And it's gonna be like the fastest naming ceremony in the history of the series. Usually this is like a whole chapter is set aside for this part of the book. This is just like a speed run.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll get the build-up, the consternation, the grooming, and then the actual ceremony, and then like the aftermath, and then the vigil. And
yeah, this is just like, we have stuff to get to. Let's go.
All we have is Heatherstar calling the meeting and then says, Leaf Bear is coming, but we will face it with 2 new warriors. Then to Shrewclaw, your warrior name will be Shrewclaw, in honor of your skill at hunting and fighting. Train well and are worthy of your warrior name. And then she does the same for Tallpaw. And is that the end of the meeting?
That's like... yeah.
Yeah. This could have been an email.
It is an email. And then we just skip right to the visual. He continues to insist on being moody about everything.
He's not really happy during his ceremony. He's numb instead. Because of like everything that's going on. And he just found out that his mom is in a new relationship right after his dad died.
And yeah, we get the warrior name reveals. I've always sort of hated that his name is Taltail. A Taltail is a thing. It's a... Why? Why did you name him this? That's a thing.
The problem, it's like, you often don't think about his tail. You just think about the phrase.
Yeah, I'm just like, and this is Liar the cat.
Yeah. It does say that Sangors would be proud of him.
Yeah, and I disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, he would not. He's not a tunneler. That was all Sangors cared about.
So Palebird does seem very proud. Tallpaw does think, is she proud of me or just happy about the kits? But I think that she probably is proud, because she seems to be doing better.
Yeah, I think that like she has always cared about Tallpaw. It's just been hard for her to show it.
So they're sitting vigil at the Outlook Rock instead of the camp entrance, which I thought was kind of a cool difference between the clans.
Wait, they're all the way out there? Isn't that like at the edge of the territory?
Did you read this chapter, Evelyn?
No. Well, I did read it enough to write the summaries.
Yeah, they are on Outlook Rock.
Then Heatherstar shouldn't have been all the way out there just to check on them.
Well, I don't know for sure where it is in relation to the camp.
I also feel like they should have somebody out there watching them. They just tried to tear each other apart.
Yeah.
Earlier today. There should be a real adult present.
They really shouldn't be in this position because they're not ready to be trusted to be alone.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also, like, the whole time I was reading this chunk, I was like, I knew it wasn't going to happen because it wasn't. But I was like, one of them is going to push the other one off the edge of this rock. Just like a very dramatic Lion King moment of just pushing somebody to their death.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody's ever been pushed off the Outlook Rock. While they're arguing, Same old. Except they get interrupted because they shouldn't be talking. You have to be silent during the vigil. Taltail apologizes, and then Shrewclaw is like, Taltail started it, which is literally completely not true.
I love it though, it's so childish.
Yeah.
Also, like, she's probably been watching you the whole time. She doesn't just show up.
And Taltail is like looking out from Outlook Rocket, the world beyond, and thinking about that and stuff.
Yeah, he's very inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he wants to go there. It's over, and it's dawn. We get another time where Taltail thinks Palebird should have stayed faithful to Sandgorse. Which, like, he's dead. I get why you're upset, but why should she be mates with a decomposing dead cat? Like, he's gone.
Yeah, it's also like, how together were they really? Like, they weren't. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If it was like, I feel like there are some like mates in Warriors that are like really, really close and all of that, and you see that. This just seemed like they had kids together. Like,
Did.
I don't know that she's gonna be that torn up about him being gone.
And Taltail also says to Joe Spring, like, anyone would think she's glad he's gone so she can have Woollytail as her mate.
Yeah, and I would be glad.
Yeah, I would be very glad.
It says it's only been a few moons since the accident, so
it
has been a few.
Okay, well, that's not as dramatic then.
Yeah, it's just like she's allowed to move on and be happy with a cat who's actually pleasant. We gotta have another herring incident.
She herred past them, and then they catch rabbit scent in the next line.
Mm-hmm. And also, I feel like there's a rabbit hairs somewhere in these chapters. Maybe I'm making that up.
Funny.
But I think that might happen.
I wonder if they actually wrote the rabbit haired away and then the editors changed that.
Like, you can't do this.
Yeah. Then we get, like, he's chasing the rabbit, and then he briefly goes into a tunnel a tiny bit because, just to catch the rabbit. And then I feel like Aspenfall is really overreacting, to be honest. Like, yeah, I know the tunnels are closed, but, like...
He caught a rabbit.
Yeah, and he wasn't, like, going into the... he didn't, like, smell a rabbit in the tunnels and be like, oh, I'm gonna go hunt in the tunnels. It was like, he's chasing a rabbit. It's... As we continue to talk about it, it's like he barely went into the tunnel at all. I don't even know that his whole body ended up in the tunnel. And immediately comes back out with a rabbit. Like...
Mm-hmm. If this was just some random natural cave, it would be no problem.
Yeah, this is such an overreaction. And Shrewclaw changes the ever-present taunt Wormpaw into Wormcat because he acknowledges in his insult that they are no longer apprentices anymore.
Yeah. I love that he says cat and not like Wormtail or something. Like,
nope. But still, he changed the name because they're not apprentices.
Yeah. I think they should use cat as a suffix for warrior names.
Woolly cat.
Mm.
I mean, it's... when you get into the ones where, like, it's another Shrewcat. House cat.
Taltail is kind of upset, and he kicks the rabbit towards his clanmate, says, no, I've been catching prey. And then Aspenfall is like, calm down, Taltail. Like, you need to calm down. You shouldn't be confronting him about this. And he wasn't hunting in the tunnels. He's like, it's going to be hard for all of us to remember that we don't have the tunnels to hunt in. He wasn't doing that. He was, like, hunting outside.
I feel like there's a lot in these few chapters about hunting in the tunnels. And I'm like, you never did that. You talked about it all the time. But that we never saw that actually be a thing that they were doing. In the first 20 chapters
that
we read this book, I don't remember a single hunting patrol to the tunnels.
Maybe some in Dawn of the Clans.
No, it does not have it. There's no tunneling in Dawn of the Clans. I just finished it.
Yeah, it does not.
It does not exist. This is the only book, as far as I know, that has any tunneling. At all.
Yeah.
Any mentions of it, anything, is just Tallstar's revenge.
Anything else to say about this chapter?
No.
I hated it.
You seem to hate this whole book.
This
and
book
the
is
whole
terrible.
series.
This
and
book is
the whole podcast.
I like the series, but this book is terrible. I hate it.
Why?
Everything is bad. Because Talltail's life sucks.
It's just a whole bunch of miserable stuff.
Yes, everything's miserable. Nothing good ever happens.
He's gonna go on an adventure.
I hate adventures. I hate when the cats like, go places. Like, just stay home.
They
He
do
doesn't
go
want
places
to.
too much.
He wants to see the world.
I don't want him to see the world.
He needs
Do
to.
you not want him to just like go away from the clan and stay away? Because that's kind of what I want.
That is what I want to, actually.
Yeah.
He can stay with Jake.
Yeah. Well, maybe chapter 24 will cheer you up.
Oh. Summary: Palebird has 4 kits. It's very painful for Tallpaw. He has a conversation with Barkpaw.
I guess it's Taltail now.
Yeah.
Well, that was my mistake.
Sure was. Okay, wiki cliff notes. Palebird is kidding. The whole clan, even Taltail, is nervous.
The kits, Hop Kit, Sorrel Kit, and Pigeon Kit, talk about showing the new kits around camp. This leads Taltail to remember one of his first days outside the nursery when he fell in the hole he had dug, and how if he hadn't, he might have wanted to be a tunneler.
The kits are born. Taltail tries to nudge one of the kits so it can feed from his mother, but Palebird snaps at him.
Bark says the kits are healthy and asks where he and Tallpaw are going.
Taltail, excuse you.
Oh, Taltail, oh my god. Taltail realizes that Tom said we for the first time in a long time.
Taltail shows Barkpaw the view from Outlook Rock, high stones and mountains behind it.
The black and white warrior asks the medicine apprentice if he ever wonders what it's like beyond clan territory. New herbs and such.
Why is there wonders like wonder apostrophe S?
Oh no. Barkpaw says he hasn't even learned all the herbs that grow in clan territory.
Taltail and Barkpaw briefly argue about Taltail being truly needed in the clan.
The two Toms also talk about destinies and StarClan. In the end, Taltail again vows to get revenge on Sparrow, and that not even StarClan can stop him.
I like the part where it says new herbs and such.
I love new herbs and such. So this one, right away, I thought the sort of opening of this was strange, and I was like, I don't think I know what that means. So Taltail sat stiffly in his nest through its thick wool, and he could feel the moor ring with ice. Every paw step, every clattering sheep hoof shivered through the frozen earth. What do you mean? And then later he is straining to hear noises from the nursery, and I think it's because the ice is ringing too loudly throughout the moor.
Yeah, I don't, because I think of winter as quiet. You should be able to hear everything.
Well, maybe that's what it means, like, when there is a noise, then he can really hear it.
He can't, though, because he can't hear the noises from the nursery.
Maybe he's just too far away from the nursery.
But he's closer to the sheep.
I don't know, there might be some sort of, like, interesting geographical climate thing with the ice. But yeah, I don't really know what it means. The other kits are talking about showing them around the camp. And it's always funny to me how the kits grow up so fast. Meadowsip is like, it'll be a few days before they're allowed out of the nursery. And it's like, kits are born and then they open their eyes very soon. And they also can like walk and also talk right away.
Yeah, it takes them a few days. Is wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they not all get just killed? It is crazy to me how many of the kits live in these books all of the time. Like, there is just so much working against them.
It helps them that they live in a society.
Yes. Yeah, Taltail is once again lamenting over the death of Sangors and how it's all Sparrow's fault. He says that Sparrow would have persuaded. I think he's like thinking about if things were different. He says Sparrow still would have come. He still would have persuaded Sangors to risk his life in the tunnels. He did that every day. He did not need any persuasion. He did not persuade him into the tunnels.
Risking his life in the tunnels was kind of Sangors' favorite activity.
Yeah, it was what he lived for. Oh, and then he's just growling.
Yeah, like the other cats are just like talking, and then he's standing there just growling randomly.
Pidgey stared at him. Why are you growling?
That's so funny. It's so weird.
So yeah, my next note is just about Ryestock's name. I think Eyestock, every time I see it, I might have talked about this already. Eyestock, 100%. And then I like picture that there's just this one cat that has like Eyestock is like a slug.
I don't think I've ever thought of that.
Every single time. And I think it's worse because she's not actually like on page very much. We don't actually see much of her. And so I forget that she's there. And then she comes up again and I'm like, oh, you're the cat with the Eyestalks.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I think I'll think of that now.
Yeah. Ryestock's eyes flashed. Ryestock's eye stalks flashed as if she expected him to purr with amusement. But he didn't. What was that about? You were a squealer? Yeah, Talltail doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't like hearing about like when I was a baby either.
no. Most people don't, but most people think that you do want to hear that for some reason.
And then that also just shows how he's just in a bad mood all the time and isn't able to relate to his peers very easily because he just like is standoffish all the time.
Yeah, he's just a real downer.
Well, the kids are born and there's 4 of them, which is the most we ever get.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I've talked about this before, but at the beginning, the first books never had 4 kids. The maximum was 3, but later on in the publishing, they've done 4 sometimes.
I want them to do 6, like Orangey.
Yeah, our cat had 6 kids at first, and then 4 in her second litter.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the thing where,
cats.
like, feral cats, yeah, they don't have as many.
But a solution to that is just killing a bunch of the kids.
Yeah.
Have 6 kids, and then you have more opportunities for more of them to die.
So many. There are only 4, and they'll do the work, Hawkheart said. There are only 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are always only 4.
It's so funny that he says there's only 4. It's like usually there's only 2 or 3. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one cat in our barn had 5 kids, didn't she?
Yeah, it's completely normal to have more.
Yeah, I feel like 5 to 6 is a very normal amount for real cats to have.
Yeah, because then if some of them die, then there's still some others.
Yeah, it's like not too many because the percentage of them that are gonna live is not 100.
Maybe we should just have the warriors have the normal amount of kits and then have to deal with the overpopulation problem.
I'm saying just have them have the normal amount of kits and then you can kill kits.
Yeah.
Not all of them should live. The series already gets so dark and grim. Kill more kids.
I'd be fine with that. Especially like in the later arcs when the population is like crazy and ThunderClan has like 40 cats. Like you should have killed some of those. Or just had more of them like be elders and die and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, how is there still any prey living by the clans? So then we get Palebird snapping at Tallpaw. So like one of the kits is like climbing the side of the nest, and then Taltail just like gently like moves him back to his mommy, and then yeah, she snaps at him.
It's the kind of thing where it's like I get it from both sides. He's just
Yeah.
trying to help, but also she, in general, just had kids. She's gonna be sensitive, but also one of them died last time. Like she's gonna be real touchy.
Yeah.
So like it's a bit uncalled for, but it's also not like so far outside the realm of acceptable shit to say. But it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And then Talltail and Barkpaw go over there.
To Outlook Rock.
Yeah, very common place that they go.
Yeah, it just feels like such a strangely romantic scene to me. They have this like deep conversation while they watch the sunrise? Sunrise. Sun lifted above the trees.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But Barkpaw said, I don't feel like sleeping yet.
I think because of the kidding, they're all like awake.
Yeah, I think it went overnight. It's just so like, and the dialogue between them about it, where it's like, you'll see in a moment. There's just something so strange about it, where it's like, he brought him out here for a romantic sunrise watch.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that.
Taltail's just obsessed with looking out at Outlook Rock.
Yeah, I mean, he's so unhappy in his clan. It makes sense that he's looking elsewhere. Maybe things will be better
somewhere else.
Yeah. They're talking about like the mountains and the land behind it. Places no clan cat has ever seen, and Barkpaw's like, or will ever see. Which, that's not actually true.
I mean, it's already not true. the cats came from the mountains.
Yeah, they came from the...
Like, it's not just, in the future, that won't be true. It's already not true. It's already happened. And Sky Clan already left. Like, cats have been far and wide.
They now talk about how he wants to go find Sparrow.
Into that revenge chunk. But, only kind of.
And I made a note here, what's even going on? I don't know. Barkpaw says something about there's room for all of you in the clan, you know. Talking about him and his siblings. There is room, like, if the clan wants there to be. But the clan hasn't really been the kindest to Taltail as an institution.
And then it just feels like after this, like, romantic watching of the sunrise, and then Barkpaw walks off. It's just Taltail. And he thinks, where's my path lead? Are you going to tell me StarClan? And there's just something about, like, the italics. It just feels like we're leading into his musical number. It's his solo moment. It's right before intermission. About what he's supposed to do next. It's very, very musical.
Imagine if there was a musical episode.
And I'm saying, it starts right. Like, this is part of it. This is, if you're making a Warriors musical, this is the easiest one to make your first number off of.
This would be a good book to make a musical out of, probably, in general. Yeah. Then at the end of the chapter, he thinks those birds weren't troubled by the idea of dead birds watching them making decisions on their behalf.
It's so unsettling. Like, no, they're not. And you're right. That's bad. And maybe you shouldn't, like, start.
You should choose your own destiny. All right. Well, that was that chapter. One more to go.
Yes, one more horrible, horrible chapter to go, Simon. Chapter 25. Taltail lets RiverClan have a rabbit, and he goes to the principal's office. And Barkpaw saw some fur, and Taltail decides to go away and find Sparrow.
A momentous part of the book.
Yeah.
This wiki summary is not as long. Taltail wakes up ready for the dawn patrol.
It's very short.
The kits' names are Rabbit Kit, Bristle Kit, Wren Kit, and Fly Kit. Talltail goes to check on Palebird, but she tells him to go away. Which I guess he did.
Yeah.
Taltail and a few others go hunting. They see River Clan cats hunting on land, which is rare. They are Night Sky and Piketooth, and they trespass.
They chased a rabbit into Wind Clan territory, and Taltail let them have it because they were clearly starving. This causes an uproar in the clan at Taltail. Even Heatherstar is disappointed in Taltail.
Barkface pulls Talltail aside and tells him he found a tuft of black and white fur, and when he picked it up, the wind blew it away. The two Toms take this as a sign. Talltail thinks his destiny is outside the clans.
I feel like mostly Barkface takes it as a sign, and Taltail's just like, yeah,
he didn't really need the sign. So the 4 kits. It had been a quarter moon since Palebird had kitted Wren Kit, Bristle Kit, Rabbit Kit, and Fly Kit.
Terrible names.
They're mostly all bad. I'm gonna say Wren Kit is the best, then Rabbit Kit,
Then the other two.
then Bristle Kit,
Yeah.
and Fly Kit.
Yeah, you guys really don't like them. I don't think I feel as strongly.
Fly Kit could be good.
Fly Kit is
Fly
pretty
Kit?
bad.
If it's like the insect, terrible. But you could potentially come up with a good suffix, I think.
How? I mean, what? It's a cat. It's not flying.
Yeah, I mean, I read that and I just assumed it was the insect and not the act.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
awful.
so rude.
There's plenty of bugs that would be fine, but like it's a fly.
And then Bristle Kit. Like, bristle? What does that even... What kind of bristle? There's so many different kinds, and most of them are bad.
I think it's like the plant related here. But yeah, I just think of like the bristles of a brush.
Or the bristles of a pig.
Oh god.
I think of it being like bristled, like up, like it's one that like fucking scared
Yeah.
or angry. Like
How
That's not-
bristled.
Yeah.
good.
One of the POV characters later on is Bristle.
Frost.
Yeah, Bristle Frost.
Terrible name. What does it even mean?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a UK thing.
Maybe.
Tailbird should not be allowed to name her kids. I'm banning her.
And then Rabbit Kit is like
Yeah, that's your prey.
the prey that they've been constantly like berating. the entire
Yeah, it's
time.
not great, but it has more potential.
Yeah, they're constantly putting down rabbits.
It's different because like in ThunderClan, like mouse fur, mouse whisker, like they don't treat their mice like terribly in ThunderClan, you know.
Well, sometimes they do use like mouse heart and things like as an insult, right?
Yeah, mouse heart, mouse brain.
Mouse brain, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think Wren Kit is the best and Fly Kit is the worst.
I agree.
Tailbird does more than just say go away. She says go away, you're disturbing everyone.
Talltail comes in. She's like, "Is that you, Taltail? Yes. Do you need something? Go away."
Yeah.
That's really no way to treat your kid.
It is a lot more mean within the context of the rest of the things that are said.
Yeah. But it seems like Taltail is pretty, like, he has a good relationship with his siblings.
Yeah, he's trying. Oh, here's the rabbit that hairs.
Oh, yeah, the rabbit-haired.
Rabbit
Rabbit-haired.
haired out past his nose. I was like, I thought there was a rabbit that haired.
Well, I guess it's winter, and they're hunting down by 4 trees. Taltail does mutter if we could use the tunnels, we'd find plenty. He's like all gung-ho about the tunnels.
He is, and I'm just like, yeah, y'all were never actually hunting in the tunnels before. Oh, She-Cat exploded after the rabbit that haired out.
Yeah.
They caught the rabbit. So her rabbit goes if you're chasing a rabbit and it goes onto another clan's territory, you have to stop chasing it. You can't cross the other clan's territory.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and you also can't go into a tunnel.
Yeah.
So these river clan cats were starving, and they did the wrong thing.
Yeah. But also, like, if you're starving, obviously you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also just... I have consistent beef with RiverClan and their hunting situation. Just, they only fish, really. We get the... Cliff Notes even said something about how it's rare that they, like, don't, that they hunt on land. Their space has to have so much prey on it, it's unreal.
No, they have the same amount of territory, basically.
I know, but they don't use it. They don't hunt the land animal, the land prey, very much. We get a lot of that.
Yeah.
They just fish. So, like, their land has to be fucking flush with prey. They should never be... anytime it's like, oh, RiverClan's having a hard time with food, I'm like, then they're dumb. It's their fault.
River clan, like, would probably be the best clan to live in.
They have so much more territory for prey because they're the only ones who fish.
What do they even do with their territory?
Nothing.
They relax.
Hmm.
They're the best clan. Well, I would hate to go fishing in the winter, though.
Yeah, but they don't hunt on land during the winter much either.
I would hate to hunt on land in the winter. It's cold there, too.
I mean, I would just hate to have to be outside all of the time in the winter.
Exactly my point. Other than that, river clan, although they're always, like, something wrong, like, of the poison in the river or something, and then they end up starving and dying anyway. Just as much as the
Yeah, which is ridiculous because they should have just as much territory with other prey on it as everybody else.
They should have more because they're not overhunting.
Yeah, they've got it fucking made. And anytime they have problems, I'm just like, y'all are dramatic. Get over it.
In the story, at Appledon's prompt, Taltail goes up to confront them. And so then he's away from all of his clanmates, and he lets them go. It's like, quick, take the rabbit back to your own territory. And then I guess Appledon catches up, and is like, what are you doing? Taltail's like, I tried to stop them, they were too quick for me. Which I thought was awesome that he did. But Appledon doesn't believe him.
I mean, he's part of Wind Clan, who's like the fastest clan, and specifically known for being very fast.
Yeah.
And 2 starving river clan cats were faster than you on land? I don't think so.
Right. And then also, like, when the others catch up and Appledon says that Tallpaw just let a river clan hunter control sterile prey, Taltail's like, oh, it was their prey, it came from their territory. So he just dropped the facade right away.
Yeah, he gave up.
Yeah. He could have just, maintained his innocence. Maybe it would have been okay.
Yeah. Appledon, well, Applebee would be a good name. Applebee's.
Yeah, Applebee.
I always think Applejack, like the My Little Pony horse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then they continue hunting. Heather Star's like, your clanmates aren't happy with you later on in the day. Like this conversation. And Heather Star is pretty nice about it all.
She seems to be a pretty decent leader.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, trying and paying attention to all of the cats in her clan.
Yeah. Because, like, she's talking just about him and his struggles, which Taltail doesn't really want to talk about, but he's trying. He leaves her den and encounters Barkface, who is Barkface now, which is such a funny name.
It really is. Also, he deserves more respect. Why didn't we get his... anything about his... It's just like, oh yeah, don't even worry about it. He's a full medicine cat now.
He wouldn't be there.
It's one sentence.
Because don't the medicine cats get named at the Moonstone?
Yeah, but it still is like they know that they're going before, don't they? Like, isn't it like, oh, we're going to the Moonstone so that
Yeah.
they can become a full. It's just so like offhanded for a character that feels pretty decently important.
It's a tuft of fur thing, which
Yeah.
like Starclan signs. Sometimes they're pretty interesting, but they can be so mundane. Like it's just some fur that blew away. That really could have just been anything.
Where do you think that fur came from anyway?
He was picking sheep sorrel to ease Flailfoot's fever, and he found the fur. Black and white fur. Taltail doesn't think it's important. How is that important? And then Barkface says, "You're black and white."
So are plenty of other cats. And also, yeah, like, okay, he walks around.
Yeah.
Also, are you saying you found my fur? I don't think I've lost any. Are you aware of every clump of fur that comes off of your pelt?
Yeah, how big was this clump of fur? I'm surprised that faking signs isn't used more often. Like with the moth wing. Because it would be so easy.
No one with the name Barkface is going to be a sinister character.
Yeah, there's always something like, I don't know, something fierce or sinister or dark. Dark stripe. Tiger claw. It's a tiger. Maple shade. There's shade.
Shade.
Listen, I still think that she was done dirty.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go over that novella at some point soon.
Justice for my girl Maple Shade. We have another thing worming in Telltale's belly.
Yeah.
This time it's
Anxiety.
anxiety, but he continues to have worms.
He needs to go to the vet.
I think this might be the only note I've made on this whole chapter. Just worms.
Well, they're done talking. And Barkface does encourage Talltail to do what he feels is right. He's a pretty good friend.
But it's like also kind of weird that like Talltail's like, yeah, I have to go find Sparrow, and Barkface is like, yeah, go ahead, go kill Sparrow.
Yeah, that is weird though.
Yeah, but then also after Barkface says, "Yeah, go ahead, go kill Sparrow," Talltail's like, "So you want me to leave? So you think this Darkland doesn't want me here? So you think I should go away forever and ever and never come back? Like you're the one who said you should leave." I was just like, why are you being so? You started this discussion, and your friend's trying to support you, and you're like, oh, so you hate me?
And he thinks that StarClan wants him to kill Sparrow. That's how he's interpreting it.
Uh-huh.
And Barkface probably should have been like, don't seek revenge, but like still, if you want to leave, feel like you need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it does help him eventually. It does work out, so.
Yeah. And yeah, we leave with, "I have to leave the moor. My destiny lies beyond the clans." That's the end of the chapter.
Hooray.
What was our favorite and least favorite parts of the episode?
Oh, I feel like I forget about this part every week.
I like the part about Greater Albania.
I like the part when the two new warriors were sitting vigil.
I liked the potential musical moment.
I didn't like the part when Pailbird was giving birth and all the cats were like worrying.
Yeah, they're warriors, not worriers.
Stop.
I didn't like the part where he caught the rabbit in the tunnel, then was chewed out for it.
I didn't like the part where I just scroll past 1 million screenshots of avocado thumbnails.
That was actually my favorite part of the episode.
I love that image.
It's not so bad on the computer, but it was an experience on my phone.
And I like the part when Taltail let those river clans have that rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Goodbye.
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 Too afraid to go to the hospital. Diabetes and kidney failure. It's time to quit.
Why my marriage is falling apart.
My life is crashing down.